strait flowing between continents, its current steady, its reflections soft. To the west lies Europe, to the east lies Asia. Between them, ferries cross in cycles, bridges span in arcs, and shores reflect in constancy. The city is not confined to one side, but extends across both, absorbed in rhythm. The skyline of Istanbul is marked by domes and minarets. They rise in sequence, repeating across hills, their outlines aligned against the sky. Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, Suleymaniye. Each dome curves in geometry, each minaret points upward in symmetry. By day, their stone glows in light. By night, lamps outline their forms, yet their essence is persistence. Dome after dome, minaret after minaret, mosque after mosque. The Golden Horn, an inlet of water, curves into the city, dividing and framing districts. Its surface reflects bridges, towers, and boats. Fishermen line its edges, casting lines in repetition. Ferries pass, wakes dissolve into ripples. Reflections shimmer. The Golden Horn does not alter, it persists. The streets of Istanbul spread in layers. On the historic peninsula, narrow alleys wind in constancy, lined with arches, bazaars, and courtyards. On the European side beyond the Golden Horn, avenues extend, facades align, towers rise. On the Asian side, neighbourhoods unfold in rhythm, markets and houses repeating. The impression is not chaos but cadence. The sound of Istanbul is softened into rhythm. Calls to prayer rise 5 times a day, their cadence repeating, voices echoing across domes and minarets. Ferries sound their horns in intervals, footsteps echo on pavements, conversations merge into hum. The city does not sing in disorder, it breathes in repetition. History defines Istanbul, once Byzantium, later Constantinople, now Istanbul. Empires rose and fell, yet the city endured. Walls were built, churches constructed, mosques added, palaces expanded. Fires, sieges, earthquakes passed, yet streets remained, domes persisted, waters flowed. The city does not alter in essence, it repeats. From the sea, the city appears layered. Walls enclose the peninsula, domes rise above, towers pierce the sky. Minarets repeat in groups, bridges cross in arcs, ferries scatter across the water. The skyline is not singular, it is multiplicity in cadence. Within, the bazaars spread. Stalls align in rows, arches repeat overhead, goods displayed in constancy. Spices, fabrics, ceramics, metals, each arranged in patterns, each displayed in sequence. Shoppers move in cycles, bargaining, pausing, departing. The bazaar does not overwhelm, it repeats. Palaces extend with courtyards aligned. Topkapi spreads in gardens and chambers, Dolmabahce in facades and halls. Each courtyard resembles the others. Each hall mirrors the next. Each garden persists in symmetry. The palaces are not novelty, they are geometry, shaped into endurance. The city itself rests on 7 hills, each marked by mosques and monuments. From one hill to the next, domes align, minarets repeat, towers endure. Streets rise and descend, steps repeat in sequence, houses cluster in constancy. The hills do not vary, they persist in rhythm. The Bosphorus defines the city's essence. Waters narrow and widen, currents flow in cycles, ships pass in intervals. Along its shores, palaces align, neighbourhoods repeat, trees soften edges, bridges cross with towers and cables repeating. The Bosphorus is not boundary, it is cadence binding Europe and Asia. For the observer, Istanbul is calm when seen in rhythm. Its domes do not overwhelm, they align. Its bazaars do not dazzle, they repeat. Its ferries do not vary, they cross. Each impression resembles the others, each rhythm persists. Istanbul is often described as crossroads domes endure, waters flow. The city does not alter in essence, it repeats. And so the guide begins, district by district, mosque by mosque, palace by palace, bazaar by bazaar. Each will appear, each will dissolve into rhythm, each will soften into calm. The immensity of Istanbul will not overwhelm, but soothe. The city begins with water. The city begins with domes. The city begins with cadence. Istanbul extends across water and land, resting on the boundary of two continents. Europe lies to the west, Asia lies to the east, and between them flows the Bosphorus, a strait of constant rhythm. Its waters narrow and widen, reflecting bridges and ships, dissolving light into ripples. Along its shores, palaces align, mosques rise, neighbourhoods repeat. The Bosphorus is not boundary but cadence, binding both sides in unbroken sequence. The strait connects two seas, the Black Sea to the north and the Sea of Marmara to the south. Ships pass in intervals, ferries cross in cycles, wakes dissolve into water. Tankers, fishing boats, yachts, and passenger vessels all move with persistence. Their variety dissolves into rhythm. Departure, passage, arrival, return. The Bosphorus does not alter, it endures. Three great bridges cross the strait. The 15 July Martyrs Bridge, the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge, and the Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge. Each rises with towers aligned, cables stretching in arcs, lanes extending in symmetry. Cars pass in cycles, lights glow in intervals, shadows fall in constancy. Each bridge resembles the others, each impression persists. The Bosphorus is geometry, shaped in water and steel. On the western side lies Europe, where the historic peninsula spreads with domes, palaces and bazaars. Streets narrow into alleys, arches align, courtyards repeat. On the eastern side lies Asia, with districts of houses, markets and ferries arriving and departing. Both sides mirror one another in cadence. Shop after shop, mosque after mosque, ferry after ferry. The continents differ in name, but in rhythm they are the same. The Golden Horn, a deep inlet branching from the Bosphorus, curves into the city. Its waters are calm, reflecting towers, bridges and minarets. Along its edges, fishermen line the Galata Bridge, their lines cast in repetition, gestures repeated. Boats pass beneath, wakes dissolving, gulls circling overhead in cycles. The Golden Horn is not spectacle, it is rhythm. The banks of the Golden Horn hold districts old and new. To the south lies the historic peninsula, with Sultanahmet and its monuments. To the north lies Galata with its tower, and further Beyoğlu with its avenues. Both sides mirror each other, both persist in cadence. Streets extend in grids or curves, facades repeat, voices merge. The inlet binds them not as boundary, but as reflection. Beyond, the Sea of Marmara spreads wide, its surface open, ferries departing toward Prince's Islands, ships continuing to other seas. The water reflects in constancy, its horizon steady. Seagulls rise and fall in cycles, waves repeat, winds persist. The city as a whole is layered upon 7 hills, each crowned with mosques, towers or palaces. Domes rise, minarets point, facades align. The skyline repeats in clusters, each hill resembling the others, each impression persistent. The hills are not variety, they are order. Istanbul's neighbourhoods spread in repetition. On the European side, Sultanahmet with monuments, Beyoğlu with avenues, Beşiktaş with markets, Ortaköy with mosques by the shore. lanes run beneath the Bosphorus. Bridges carry cars in cycles. Each mode mirrors the others. Each crossing repeats. The city breathes in rhythm. Departure, passage, arrival, return. The sound of Istanbul is softened into cadence. Calls to prayer rise and fall 5 times daily, repeating in constancy. Ferry horns sound in intervals. Footsteps echo on stone pavements. Conversations merge into hum. Markets buzz in cycles. Seagulls call in patterns. Water laps against shores. The city does not overwhelm, it endures. History persists in its geography. Byzantium stood here. Constantinople rose here. Istanbul continues here. Empires shaped walls, palaces, mosques, and bridges, yet waters flowed the same. Hills endured, strait connected. Fires and sieges altered details, but the rhythm remained. The geography itself does not change, it repeats. For the observer, Istanbul is calm when seen in cadence. The Bosphorus does not overwhelm, it flows. The golden horn does not dazzle, it reflects. The division of continents does not divide, it binds. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm persists. And so, the overview is complete. Istanbul is not one side or the other, not one district or the other. It is Europe and Asia, Bosphorus and Golden Horn, domes and minarets, ferries and bridges. It is not chaos but cadence, not spectacle but constancy. In constancy lies calm, in calm lies rest. At the heart of Istanbul's historic peninsula lies Sultanahmet Square, a space layered with centuries of continuity. Once the Hippodrome of Constantinople, it has endured as a ground of gathering, ceremony and memory. Today it is framed by mosques, museums and gardens, yet beneath its variety lies rhythm. Stone paths repeat, monuments align, voices merge into cadence. The square is not chaos, it is constancy. The Hippodrome was built in Roman times, extended by Constantine, and became the centre of Byzantine public life. Chariots once circled in races, spectators filled rows in sequence, emperors presided from lodges. The structure itself is no longer complete, yet its essence persists. The ground remains open, its axis defined, its monuments aligned. The space breathes in rhythm, step after step, shadow after shadow. At the centre rises the Obelisk of Theodosius, a monument older than the city itself. Brought from Egypt in the 4th century, it stands upon a marble base, its hieroglyphs repeating in vertical lines. Figures carved below align in panels, depicting ceremonies of races. The obelisk rises unbroken, its form geometry, its persistence unshaken. For centuries it has stood, shadow falling in cycles, light shifting across its surface. It does not alter, it endures. Nearby stands the Serpent Column, once at Delphi, brought to Constantinople. Its bronze coils rise upward, twisted in constancy, though the serpent heads are lost. The form is fragment, yet the rhythm persists, spiral upon spiral, line upon line. The monument is not complete, yet it is cadence. Another remnant, the walled obelisk, rises in stone, its surface once covered in bronze plates. Though plain today, it repeats the vertical form, blocks stacked in sequence, stones aligned in symmetry. It mirrors the others, forming rhythm across the square. Paths extend around these monuments, trees planted in lines, benches placed in intervals. Visitors walk in cycles, pause, observe, continue. The square does not dazzle, it soothes. To the north stands the German fountain, a gift from Kaiser Wilhelm II. Its domed canopy rests on columns, mosaics repeating inside, arches aligned in symmetry. Water flows in cycles from its basins. Visitors pause, drink, depart. The fountain is not novelty, it is rhythm. Sultanahmet Square is framed by monuments beyond. To the east, the blue mosque rises with domes and minarets repeating. To the west, the Hagia Sophia endures with dome vast and unbroken. Between them, the square stretches in order, axis defined, space uniting. The impression is not variety, it is geometry. The sound of Sultanahmet is subdued into cadence. Footsteps echo on stone, conversations merge in hum, pigeons flutter in cycles. Calls to prayer rise from minarets in intervals, voices overlapping yet steady. The square does not overwhelm, it breathes. History here is continuity. Byzantine emperors watched races, Ottoman sultans built mosques, modern visitors walk paths. Centuries pass, but the space endures. Monuments remain, axis persists, ground absorbs memory. Sultanahmet does not alter in essence, it repeats. The Hippodrome once held statues of bronze and marble, many lost or carried away, yet the axis remains, its memory embedded in the square's rhythm. The obelisk still rises, the serpent still coils, the walled column still stands. Absence and presence both persist. For the observer, Sultanahmet is calm when seen in cadence. Monuments do not overwhelm, they align. Paths do not vary, they extend. Shadows do not dazzle, they repeat. Each step resembles the next. Each impression mirrors others, each rhythm persists. And so, Sultanahmet Square becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. The Hippodrome is not chaos, it is constancy. The obelisk is not novelty, it is endurance. The square is not spectacle, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm, in calm lies rest. At the edge of Sultanahmet Square, rising with its vast dome and balanced minarets, stands Hagia Sophia, a monument of constancy shaped by centuries. Constructed in the 6th century under Emperor Justinian, transformed from church to mosque, from museum to mosque again, it has endured as symbol of Istanbul itself. By day, its stone glows with soft light. By night, lamps outline its dome and minarets, yet its essence is rhythm. Walls align, arches repeat, light reflects. Hagia Sophia is not variety, it is persistence. The exterior reveals its form in layers. The central dome rises above, semi-domes extend outward, buttresses support in symmetry, minarets frame the corners. Each element resembles the others, each impression repeats. The dome curves against the sky in geometry, its outline mirrored by semi-domes. The minarets point upward in parallel, their balconies aligned in vertical sequence. The facade does not dazzle, it endures. Approaching the entrance, steps extend in rhythm, doors align in sequence, arches frame openings. Visitors move in cadence, pause, enter, cross. The threshold does not alter, it persists. Inside, the vast nave opens. The dome floats above, supported by pendentives, its surface decorated with calligraphy and mosaics. Windows circle its base, light streaming in constancy, shadows falling in rhythm. The impression is geometry softened by light. The dome is not chaos, it is cadence. Semi-domes repeat the pattern, extending outward, supporting arches aligned in symmetry. Columns rise in vertical lines, capitals carved in sequence, arcades extending in rhythm. Each element mirrors the others, each impression persists. The vastness dissolves into repetition. Mosaics of saints and emperors preserved from Byzantine times shimmer on walls. Calligraphic medallions with names of Allah and the Prophet Muhammad hang in symmetry, repeating across space. Christian and Islamic layers coexist, yet both dissolve into rhythm. Image after image, word after word, presence after presence, The mihrab, added during Ottoman conversion, aligns toward Mecca, framed by windows repeating, lamps hanging in intervals. Minbar and chandeliers extend in geometry, light glowing in constancy. Rituals of prayer follow cadence. Bow, kneel, recite, pause. The mosque breathes in rhythm. The sound within Hagia Sophia is softened. Footsteps echo on marble floors, voices lower in whispers, calls to prayer rise in cycles. The dome carries sound in persistence, echo repeating, silence returning. The building is not noise, it is cadence. History shapes Hagia Sophia as continuity. Built in the 6th century, restored after earthquakes, transformed in the 15th, preserved in the 20th, returned to prayer in the 21st. Each change altered detail, but not essence. The dome remains, the arches persist, the walls endure. Centuries pass, yet rhythm continues. The building has been described as wonder, as miracle, as triumph of architecture, yet its essence is not spectacle, but order. Dome upon dome, arch upon arch, light upon light. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm persists. From outside, Hagia Sophia reflects in water, in shadow, in memory. From within, it dissolves into geometry. Both impressions reveal cadence. The monument is not singular, it is repetition across centuries. For the observer, Hagia Sophia is calm when seen in cadence. The dome does not overwhelm, it aligns. The arches do not dazzle, they repeat. The mosaics do not vary, they endure. Each step resembles the next. Each impression mirrors others. Each rhythm persists. And so, Hagia Sophia becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its dome is not chaos, it is geometry. Its mosaics are not novelty, they are constancy. Its presence is not spectacle, it is persistence. In persistence lies calm, in calm lies rest. Opposite Hagia Sophia, across Sultanahmet Square, rises the Blue Mosque, also known as the Sultanahmet Mosque. Completed in the 17th century, it has endured as one of Istanbul's most recognisable landmarks. By day, its domes and minarets align in geometry. By night, its lamps outline arches and courtyards, yet its essence is not spectacle, but cadence. Stone repeats, domes align, rituals return. The mosque is constancy. The exterior reveals a balance of domes and semi-domes cascading downward. The central dome rises vast and unbroken, supported by semi-domes in symmetry. Smaller domes extend outward, each repeating the form, each aligned in sequence. Minarets frame the mosque, 6 in total, their shafts rising in vertical lines, balconies aligned one above the other. The impression is not chaos, but rhythm. Dome after dome, minaret after minaret. Approaching the mosque, courtyards open with colonnades. Arches repeat in steady succession. Columns align in constancy. Fountains stand at the centre. Steps ascend. Doors align. Visitors move in cycles. Enter. Pause. Continue. The courtyard is not variety. It is geometry, softened by repetition. Inside, the vast prayer hall spreads in symmetry. The central dome curves overhead, its interior decorated with blue tiles that give the mosque its name. Floral and geometric patterns repeat in endless succession, each motif mirroring the next, each impression persistent. Windows circle the dome's base, light streaming in intervals, shadows falling in rhythm. The dome is not spectacle, it is cadence. Columns rise in massive form, supporting arches that extend outward, their surfaces decorated with calligraphy, lines repeating, words aligned. Chandeliers hang in circles, lamps glowing in constancy, light reflected on tiles. The impression is calm, soporifero, dissolving immensity into rhythm. of Mecca is framed by windows, its niches repeating in stone. The minbar extends with steps aligned, railings repeating, patterns carved in symmetry. Rituals of prayer follow cadence. Bow, kneel, recite, pause. The hall fills and empties in cycles, voices rising, silence returning. The mosque breathes in rhythm. The sound within the blue mosque is softened. Footsteps echo on carpets, voices merge into hum. Calls to prayer rise 5 times a day in constancy. The sound ascends into domes, reverberates, dissolves. The impression is cadence, not noise. History shapes the mosque. Built under Sultanahmet, designed by architect Sedefkar Mehmed Ağa, it endures through centuries of worship and memory, earthquakes, fires, restorations, all within continuity. Domes remain, tiles persist, arches endure. The mosque does not alter in essence, it repeats. By day, the mosque glows in sunlight, its stone soft, its tiles reflecting. By night, lamps illuminate arches, domes outlined against sky. Yet both impressions dissolve into rhythm. Light and shadow, day and night, presence and persistence. The courtyard frames the mosque as reflection. Arches align, domes repeat, minarets rise. Visitors walk, pause, observe, depart. Each gesture mirrors the others. Each impression persists. The courtyard does not dazzle, it endures. For the observer, the blue mosque is calm when seen in cadence. Its domes do not overwhelm, they align. Its tiles do not dazzle, they repeat. Its rituals do not vary, they endure. Each step resembles the next. Each impression mirrors others. Each rhythm persists. And so, the blue mosque becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its domes are not chaos, they are geometry. Its prayers are not novelty, they are constancy. Its presence is not spectacle, it is persistence. In persistence lies calm. In calm lies rest. On the tip of the historic peninsula, overlooking the Bosphorus, the Golden Horn, and the Sea of Marmara, lies the Topkapi Palace, a complex that served for centuries as the residence of Ottoman sultans. By day, its gates, courtyards, and pavilions align in rhythm. By night, its silhouettes dissolve into shadow, softened by constancy. The palace is not spectacle, it is cadence shaped into stone and garden. The approach begins at the imperial gate, its arch rising in symmetry, inscriptions repeating in patterns, doors opening in rhythm. Beyond lies the first courtyard, vast and enclosed, its paths extending in lines, trees planted in constancy, lawns spread evenly, benches placed at intervals, structures aligned at the edges. Visitors walk in cycles, pause, observe, continue. The impression is not variety, it is order. Through the middle gate lies the second courtyard, framed by colonnades and shaded by trees. Arches repeat in symmetry, columns align in constancy, fountains flow in cycles. To one side stands the imperial council chamber, its domed roof reflecting the rhythm of authority. Meetings once followed cadence. Entrance, discussion, decision, departure. The chamber endures as geometry. On the other side lies the palace kitchens, vast spaces where food for thousands was prepared daily. Chimneys rise in sequence, rooms extend in grids, utensils once aligned in repetition. Meals followed rhythm, preparation, serving, clearing, returning. The kitchens are not novelty, they are persistence. Beyond lies the third courtyard, entered through the gate of felicity. Here, spaces become more intimate. The audience chamber stands with domes aligned, arches repeating, decorations shimmering in cadence. Here the Sultan received visitors, gestures repeating in formality, rituals unbroken, cupboard lies nearby, its shelves aligned, books once placed in sequence, windows filtering light in intervals, knowledge preserved in order, words repeated in texts, learning dissolved into rhythm. The library is not spectacle, it is persistence. The harem, enclosed and extensive, extends with courtyards, rooms and halls aligned in series. Arches repeat, tiles shimmer in floral patterns, windows frame light in rhythm. The spaces follow cadence, room after room, hall after hall, courtyard after courtyard. Life within was ordered by cycles of ritual, duty and tradition. The harem does not dazzle, it persists. The fourth courtyard lies at the edge, opening toward the Bosphorus. Gardens spread with trees aligned, pavilions rise with domes repeating, fountains flow in constancy. The tulip garden blooms in spring with patterns repeating, colours arranged in order. Pavilions such as the Baghdad Pavilion or the Iftar Pavilion align in symmetry, decorated with tiles and inscriptions. Each resembles the others, each impression mirrors. The courtyard dissolves into cadence. From terraces, the Bosphorus is visible. Waters reflect towers and shores, ferries cross in intervals, ships pass in cycles. The palace overlooks not spectacle, but persistence. Water flows, bridges endure, reflections return. The sound of Topkapi is subdued. Birds call in intervals, fountains ripple in constancy, footsteps echo on stone. Silence fills courtyards, whispers merge into hum. The palace breathes in rhythm. History shapes Topkapi as continuity. Built in the 15th century by Mehmed VI, expanded over centuries, it served as centre of empire until the 19th. Fires, earthquakes, restorations, all within continuity. Gates remain, courtyards endure, pavilions persist. The palace does not alter in essence, it repeats. Today, Topkapi stands as museum. Visitors move through spaces in cycles, entering, pausing, departing. Objects displayed in cases, jewels aligned, manuscripts preserved, weapons arranged. Each collection follows rhythm, item after item, display after display. The palace continues in cadence, its purpose shifted, but its essence unbroken. For the observer, Topkapi Palace is calm when seen in cadence. Gates do not overwhelm, they align. Courtyards do not dazzle, they repeat. Pavilions do not vary, they persist. Each impression mirrors others, each rhythm endures. And so, Topkapi Palace becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its courtyards are not spectacle, they are geometry. Its gardens are not novelty, they are constancy. Its presence is not chaos, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm, in calm lies rest. In the centre of Istanbul's historic peninsula, enclosed within walls and gates, lies the Grand Bazaar, a market that has endured for centuries. Constructed in the 15th century, expanded over time, it has grown into a labyrinth of halls and alleys, yet its essence is not complexity but rhythm. Stalls repeat, arches align, goods display in sequence. The bazaar is not chaos, it is constancy. The entrance is open from busy streets, doors framed in stone, inscriptions carved above, arches rising in symmetry. Visitors pass through in cycles, step after step, day after day. Within, the bazaar extends as network of covered streets, domes overhead, lamps hanging in intervals. Shadows and light alternate in cadence. The impression is not variety, but persistence. Each hall follows rhythm. Shops align in rows, goods displayed in repetition. Jewellery gleams in cases, carpets hang in layers, ceramics line shelves, fabrics fold in stacks. The arrangement is constant. impression mirrors another. The bazaar is not spectacle, it is cadence. Arches repeat overhead, domes punctuate spaces, windows filter light in steady rhythm, chandeliers hang at intervals, lamps glow in constancy, shadows fall across stone floors. The architecture dissolves into geometry, softening immensity into order. The sound of the bazaar is subdued into hum. Vendors call in intervals, footsteps echo on stone, conversations merge in background. The rhythm is steady. Greeting, bargaining, agreement, pause. Each phrase mirrors the others. Each voice joins into cadence. Commerce here is ritual. Buyers examine, sellers present, hands gesture, coins exchange, goods fold and wrap. Each transaction follows pattern. Each day repeats cycles. Carpets unrolled and rolled again. Fabrics displayed and folded again. Jewellery tried and returned again. The bazaar is not novelty, it is repetition. The pedestals, or central halls, preserve treasures. The sandal pedestal and the old pedestal stand with domes aligned, stalls arranged in constancy, jewellery and antiques displayed in sequence, guarded in silence. Walls absorb history, arches reflect rhythm. These halls are not variety, they are persistence. Beyond, alleys extend. Each street specialises, one for gold, another for carpets, another for leather, another for ceramics, yet all dissolve into repetition. Goods displayed, voices calling, buyers pausing. The subjects differ, the rhythm endures. History persists in the bazaar. Fires and earthquakes damaged, yet always rebuilt. Shops reopened, goods returned, stalls repeated. Centuries pass, but the rhythm remains. Entrance, stall, purchase, departure. The cycle does not alter. The bazaar is often described as labyrinth, yet it is not disorder. Paths curve but return. Halls connect but align. Stalls differ but repeat. Each step resembles the next. Each impression mirrors others. Each rhythm persists. Light within shifts in constancy. Lamps glow. Sunlight filters through small windows. Shadows move across stone. Yet the cycle repeats daily. Morning light, afternoon glow, evening dimness. The bazaar does not alter in essence. It persists. The visitor experiences cadence. One stall shows carpets, another repeats. One displays jewellery, another mirrors. One offers spices, another aligns. The impression is not variety, but persistence softened by abundance. The bazaar breathes in rhythm. Doors open in morning, vendors arrive, goods displayed. Buyers enter, pause, transact. Evening comes, lamps dim, doors close. The day ends, the cycle returns tomorrow. The bazaar is not chaos, it is continuity. For the observer, the Grand Bazaar is calm when seen in cadence. Its arches do not dazzle, they align. Its stalls do not overwhelm, they repeat. Its voices do not vary, they merge. Each impression resembles the others, each rhythm persists. And so, the Grand Bazaar becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Commerce is not novelty, it is repetition. Architecture is not spectacle, it is geometry. Presence is not chaos, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm, in calm lies rest. Near the waters of the Golden Horn, beside the new mosque, lies the Spice Bazaar, also called the Egyptian Bazaar, a market smaller than the Grand Bazaar but no less enduring. Constructed in the 17th century, it has persisted as a place of commerce, ritual and constancy. Its essence is not spectacle but rhythm. Stalls align in rows, goods display in repetition, scents drift in cycles. The bazaar is not variety, it is cadence. The entrance opens into long corridors, arches overhead, windows filtering light in intervals. sides, goods arranged in steady patterns, spices pour into bins, herbs fill jars, dried fruits stack in pyramids, teas arranged in lines. The impression is order softened by abundance. One stall resembles the next, one display mirrors the others. The market breathes in repetition, colours dominate but in constancy. Reds of paprika, yellows of saffron, greens of dried mint, browns of cinnamon. Each shade repeats in bins, each display mirrors the next. Fruits dried to amber, nuts shelled and unshelled, teas in hues of green and black. Variety dissolves into rhythm, row after row, shade after shade. Aromas drift in cycles, layered but constant. Spices sharp and sweet, herbs fragrant, teas subtle. The scents merge and separate, yet return in waves. Visitors inhale, pause, continue. Sellers scoop, pour, measure. The air itself becomes cadence. The sound of the Spice Bazaar is subdued. Vendors call in intervals, footsteps echo on stone, voices merge into hum. Scoops strike bins, bags crinkle, coins exchange. Each sound mirrors the others, each rhythm persists. The bazaar does not overwhelm, it endures in constancy. The architecture follows the same order. Arches extend in rhythm, domes punctuate halls, windows allow light in patterns, shadows move across stalls in cycles, lamps glow in intervals. The structure does not dazzle, it aligns. Commerce here is ritual. A buyer pauses, examines, chooses. A seller measures, pours, wraps. Exchange follows cadence, gesture, word, agreement. Each transaction resembles the others, each impression returns. The bazaar does not alter, it repeats. Beyond spices, stalls extend to sweets and delicacies. Rows of Turkish delight arranged in squares, dusted with sugar, flavours repeating. Honey, nuts and dried fruits aligned in trays, stacked in pyramids, mirrored in form. The sweetness does not overwhelm, it persists in repetition. Teas occupy shelves in jars, each labelled, each arranged in rows. Blends for strength, blends for calm, blends for ritual. Leaves vary, but the rhythm of storage persists. Jar after jar, label after label. The tea is not novelty, it is cadence. History shapes the bazaar. Built as part of the new Mosque complex, it became central to commerce, linking Egypt and Istanbul. Goods arrived by caravan and ship, were displayed in stalls, sold in cycles. Fires and restorations altered details, but the rhythm endured. Arches remain, stalls continue, scents persist. The bazaar does not alter in essence, it endures. By day, sunlight filters through small windows, shadows moving across displays. By night, lamps glow, stalls illuminated in rhythm. Yet both impressions dissolve into cadence. Light shifts, shadows return, scents remain. The visitor experiences the bazaar in cycles. Entrance, pause, observation, purchase, departure. Each gesture mirrors others, each impression repeats. The market is not chaos, it is continuity. The Spice Bazaar complements the Grand Bazaar, yet its essence is the same. One filled with fabrics, carpets, and jewellery, the other with spices, herbs, and sweets. Both dissolve into rhythm, stall after stall, arch after arch, impression after impression. Together they reveal cadence as commerce. For the observer, the Spice Bazaar is calm when seen in rhythm. Colours do not dazzle, they align. Aromas do not overwhelm, they repeat. Voices do not vary, they merge. Each impression resembles the others, each rhythm persists. And so, the Spice Bazaar becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its colours are not chaos, they are geometry. Its aromas are not novelty, they are constancy. Its commerce is not spectacle, it is persistence. is the essence of Istanbul, a strait that divides and unites, a waterway that flows in constancy between continents, extending from the Black Sea to the Sea of Marmara. It narrows and widens, bends and straightens, yet always persists in rhythm. Its waters reflect towers, palaces and bridges. Ferries cross in cycles, ships pass in intervals, waves dissolve into ripples. The Bosphorus is not spectacle. It is cadence shaped in water. Along its shores, districts line in succession. On the European side, palaces and mosques repeat along the waterfront. On the Asian side, neighbourhoods and harbours mirror them in rhythm. Houses descend toward the water in steps. Gardens extend. Piers project. The impression is not variety. It is symmetry softened by the flow of water. Ferries define the daily life of the Bosphorus. From early morning until late night, they depart in intervals, cross the strait, arrive, and return. Each vessel is geometry. Decks aligned, benches repeating, windows in rows. Passengers board in cycles, footsteps echoing, doors closing, engines vibrating. The crossing unfolds in cadence. Horns sound in intervals, gulls circle in rhythm, wakes extend and dissolve. The journey is not novelty, it is ritual. Bridges span the Bosphorus, 3 immense structures linking continents. The 15 July Martyrs Bridge, the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge, and the Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge. Each rises with towers aligned in steel, cables stretching in arcs, lanes extending in symmetry, cars pass in streams, lights glow in intervals, shadows fall in constancy. From the water below, each bridge resembles the others, each impression repeats. The strait is not division, it is cadence bound by bridges. Ships from distant seas move through the strait. Tankers heavy with cargo, fishing boats small and steady, yachts and cruise vessels, all pass in cycles. Their wakes ripple, their horns sound, their forms reflect. Day after day, passage after passage, the rhythm endures. The Bosphorus is not chaos, it is order flowing. The sound of the Bosphorus is subdued into cadence. Waves lap against piers, ferries hum with engines, seagulls call in intervals, horns sound in distance, footsteps echo on decks, voices drift with wind, silence fills between, softening impressions. The strait breathes in rhythm. Along the shores, palaces rise in constancy. Dolmabahce with its colonnades, Turan with its marble facades, Beylerbey with its domes and arches. Each stands with symmetry, windows aligned, courtyards repeating. From the water, they appear in sequence, reflections shimmering. The palaces are not novelty, they endure. Mosques stand beside them, domes curving, minarets rising, courtyards repeating. Each mirrors the others, each dissolves into cadence. The skyline of the Bosphorus is geometry, softened by stone and water. By twilight, the Bosphorus alters only in light. Bridges glow with lamps, towers outlined in constancy. Ferries continue, ships pass, waters ripple. Darkness softens details, but the rhythm endures. Night is not rupture, it is cadence subdued. History flows within the Bosphorus. It has witnessed empires rise and fall, fleets pass in battle or peace, palaces built and rebuilt. Yet always waters flowed, ferries crossed, bridges spanned. The strait does not alter in essence, it repeats. For the observer, the Bosphorus is calm when seen in rhythm. Ferries do not overwhelm, they cross. Bridges do not dazzle, they align. Ships do not vary, they pass. Each impression resembles the others, each rhythm persists, and so the Bosphorus becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its waters are not spectacle, they are constancy. Its crossings are not novelty, they are ritual. Its presence is not chaos, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm. In calm lies rest. The Golden Horn curves into Istanbul as a sheltered inlet, dividing the historic peninsula to the south from Galata and Beyoğlu to the north. Its waters are calm, reflecting minarets, domes and towers in quiet repetition. At its centre, uniting both sides, extends the Galata Bridge, a structure not of spectacle but of cadence. Steps align, lamps repeat, lines of fishermen stretch in constancy. The bridge is rhythm over water. The bridge is geometry. Its roadway extends in straight line, railings aligned in sequence, lamps rising in intervals. Beneath, lower levels hold restaurants, their tables are lined along the shore, windows opening to the inlet. Above, pedestrians move in cycles, step after step, pause, observe, continue. Cars pass in streams, trams glide in intervals, ferries pass below. The impression is not chaos, it is repetition. Fishermen stand along the railings, rods angled toward the water. Their gestures repeat: cast, wait, reel, return. Buckets are lined beside them, filled slowly, emptied, filled again. Each fisherman's mirrors the others, each movement part of rhythm. Day after day, season after season, the cycle continues. Fishing on the Galata Bridge is not novelty, it is persistence. From the bridge, views extend in symmetry. To the south, the domes of Hagia Sophia and the blue mosque rise in constancy. To the north, the Galata Tower stands above Beyoğlu, its cylindrical form repeating against the skyline. Eastward, the Bosphorus opens, its waters flowing. Westward, the Golden Horn narrows, its banks lined with neighbourhoods and mosques. Each direction reveals rhythm, not surprise. Beneath the bridge, restaurants line the lower level, tables set in rows, chairs aligned, menus displayed. Visitors sit, order, eat, depart. Plates arrive in cycles, fish grilled and served, bread placed and removed. The meals dissolve into cadence, dish after dish, gesture after gesture. The restaurants are not spectacle, they are persistence. Along the shores of the Golden Horn, markets extend. Stalls display goods in sequence, fruits aligned in pyramids, fabrics folded in stacks, spices poured in bins. Vendors call in intervals, buyers pause, examine, choose. Each stall resembles the others, each transaction mirrors the next. The market breathes in rhythm. Boats move across the inlet, ferries cross from side to side, passengers boarding, disembarking, returning. Small vessels glide, wakes dissolving, gulls circling overhead. The water reflects bridges and towers, its ripples repeating in cycles. The Golden Horn does not alter in essence, it persists. The sound of the bridge and inlet is subdued into cadence. Footsteps echo on pavement, trams glide in steady hum, fishermen shift rods in intervals, voices rise and fall, seagulls call in patterns, waves strike in rhythm against stone. Silence fills between, softening impressions. The bridge breathes in constancy. History persists within the Galata Bridge. Rebuilt several times over centuries, its form has altered, yet its essence remains. Always there has been a crossing, always fishermen casting lines, always people moving from one side to the other. Fires, storms, replacements, yet the rhythm of crossing endured. The bridge does not alter in essence, it repeats. The Golden Horn itself has seen fleets anchored, ships repaired, ceremonies conducted, empires passed, districts changed, shores rebuilt, yet waters remained, reflections shimmered, ferries crossed. The inlet is not spectacle, it is persistence. By twilight, lights glow along the bridge, their windows. Ferries shine across decks, yet the rhythm continues. Fishermen casting, cars passing, footsteps repeating. Night does not disrupt, it softens. For the observer, the Galata Bridge and Golden Horn are calm when seen in cadence. The fishermen do not overwhelm, they repeat. The markets do not dazzle, they align. The crossings do not vary, they endure. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm persists. And so, the Galata Bridge and the Golden Horn become another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Water does not divide, it reflects. Bridges do not dazzle, they align. Commerce does not surprise, it repeats. In repetition lies calm, in calm lies rest. Along the European and Asian shores of the Bosphorus, palaces align in sequence, their facades facing the water, their gardens extending to the edge. Constructed in the 19th century as residences and ceremonial centres of the Ottoman Empire, these palaces endure as geometry on the strait. Dolmabahce, Cihan, and Beylerbeyi are distinct in detail, yet alike in rhythm. Columns repeat, windows align, domes and arches mirror one another. The impression is not spectacle, it is constancy. The Dolmabahce Palace, on the European side near Beşiktaş, stretches across the shoreline. Its facade extends with colonnades, arches repeating, windows aligned in grids. By day, sunlight reflects on marble and stone. By night, lamps illuminate in intervals. The palace is vast, yet its essence is rhythm. Door after door, hall after hall, chandelier after chandelier. Within Dolmabahce, halls extend in sequence. The ceremonial hall rises with dome vast and unbroken. Chandeliers descending in constancy, floors of parquet align, staircases curve in symmetry, carpets stretch in patterns repeating. Each room resembles the others, each impression persists. The palace breathes in cadence. Further along, the Bosphorus stands the Serpent Palace, also on the European side. Its facade of marble reflects in water, arches repeating, columns aligned in constancy. Once a royal residence, later a ruin, today a restored hotel, it persists in rhythm. Balconies align, windows repeat, gardens extend in symmetry. From the water, the palace appears as persistence, its form geometry softened into reflection. On the Asian shore lies the Beylerbeyi Palace, built in the 19th century as summer residence. Its facades of white stone rise above the water, arches repeating, domes aligned. Within, rooms decorated with carpets, chandeliers and tiles follow cadence. Courtyards open, fountains ripple in cycles, gardens extend in ordered paths. The palace is not novelty, it is rhythm enduring. Together, these palaces reflect the Ottoman effort to shape the Bosphorus as stage. Each facade faces water, each aligns with the strait, each reflects in waves. From ferries, they appear in sequence. Dolmabahce, Cihan, Beylerbeyi, each distinct, each dissolving into cadence. The sound of the palaces is subdued. Fountains ripple in constancy. Footsteps echo in halls. Silence fills chambers. Outside, waves strike shores in cycles. Gulls call in intervals. Ferries pass with horns sounding. The impression is calm, soporifero, dissolving immensity into rhythm. History shaped these palaces in continuity. Built in the 19th century as symbols of modernity, inspired by European styles, yet shaped by Ottoman tradition, they served as residences, guest houses, and centres of ceremony. Empires fell, governments changed, yet the palaces endure. Their facades persist, their halls remain, their presence continues. By twilight, lights glow across their facades, reflections shimmer on water. Darkness softens edges, yet the rhythm persists. Arches repeating, windows aligned, waves flowing. Night does not alter essence, it continues cadence. For the observer, the Bosphorus palaces are calm when seen in rhythm. Dolmabahce does not overwhelm, it aligns. Chiran does not dazzle, it repeats. Beyler Bey does not vary, it persists. Each facade resembles the others, each impression mirrors, each rhythm endures. And so, Dolmabahce, Chiran and Beyler Bey become another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Palaces are not chaos, they are geometry. Shores are not spectacle, they are constancy. Reflections are not novelty, they are persistence. In persistence lies calm, in calm lies rest. North of the Golden Horn, rising on the slope opposite Sultanahmet, lies the district of Galata, crowned by its medieval tower. Beyond it extends Beyoğlu, with avenues, facades and squares arranged in rhythm. Together they form a sequence of landmarks: the Galata Tower, Istiklal Street and Taksim Square. Each distinct, yet each dissolves into cadence. The Galata Tower, built in the 14th century, rises cylindrical, its stone walls aligned in vertical persistence. Windows repeat around its circumference, balconies encircle in rhythm, conical roof tapering above. From its base, steps ascend in constancy, doorways aligned, arches repeating. From within, staircases spiral, step after step, floor after floor, until the terrace is reached. The view extends across the Golden Horn and Bosphorus, towers aligned, domes repeating, bridges spanning. The tower is not spectacle, it is geometry, softened into rhythm. Around the tower, streets of Galata extend in curves and slopes. Buildings rise with facades of stone. Shops align in sequence. Cafes place chairs in rows. Visitors pause, sit, observe, depart. Each gesture mirrors others. Each impression repeats. The neighbourhood breathes in cadence. Beyond Galata, Beyoğlu unfolds as the European quarter of Istanbul, developed in the 19th century. Its avenues align in grids softened by slopes. Facades rise in symmetry. Windows and balconies repeat. Embassies, churches and theatres once marked its prominence, many still persisting, facades enduring in constancy. The impression is not novelty, it is order. At the heart lies Istiklal Street, a long pedestrian avenue extending in straight line from near Galata to Taksim Square. Its pavements are crowded by day, yet its rhythm is unbroken. Buildings align on either side, facades repeating, signs hanging in intervals, shop windows reflecting in constancy. Cafes, bookstores, shops and theatres follow one another in cadence. The tram that runs through Istiklal adds to the rhythm. Its red cars pass in intervals, bells ringing, passengers boarding and disembarking in cycles. The tram does not dazzle, it repeats. Along Istiklal, arcades and passages extend inward. Glass roofs repeat in geometry. Iron columns align. Shops within mirror those outside. One passage resembles the next, each dissolving into rhythm. The variety of goods and voices softens into cadence. The sound of Beyoğlu is subdued into pattern. Footsteps echo on pavements. Trams ring in intervals. Conversations drift in hum. Music from shops repeats in fragments. Street performers play in cycles. Voices merge. The avenue breathes in rhythm. At the northern end lies Taksim Square, vast and open, its geometry defined by lines of paving, its edges framed by buildings, its monuments standing in symmetry. Crowds pass in streams. Pauses occur in cycles. Steps echo in constancy. The square is not chaos. It is order softened by repetition. History persists in Galata and Beyoğlu. facades persisted, avenues continued. The districts do not alter in essence, they repeat. By twilight, lamps glow along Istiklal, windows illuminated in sequence, tram bells ringing in constancy. The Tower of Galata glows against the sky, its silhouette repeating across centuries. Night softens edges, but the rhythm remains. For the observer, Galata and Beyoğlu are calm when seen in cadence. The tower does not overwhelm, it persists. The avenue does not dazzle, it aligns. The square does not vary, it repeats. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm endures. And so, Galata and Beyoğlu become another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Tower is not spectacle, it is geometry. Avenue is not novelty, it is constancy. Square is not chaos, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm, in calm lies rest. At the northern end of Istiklal Street opens Taksim Square, an expansive urban space that reflects the rhythm of modern Istanbul. Its surface extends in open geometry, its edges framed by buildings, its monument standing in constancy. By day, the square fills with footsteps, by night with lights, yet its essence is not spectacle, but cadence. The square breathes in repetition. The paving spreads in wide patterns, lines intersecting in constancy. Pathways cross in straight geometry, benches align in intervals, lamps rise in sequence. Visitors move across in cycles, approach, pause, continue. Each step mirrors the next, each impression repeats. The square is not chaos, it is order softened by rhythm. At its centre stands the Republic Monument, erected in 1928, depicting Mustafa Kemal Ataturk and other leaders of the Turkish Republic. Figures stand in bronze, aligned in groups, repeated on each side of the monument. The pedestal rises in symmetry, inscriptions carved in constancy. Visitors circle, pause, observe, depart. The monument is not spectacle, it is persistence. Surrounding the square, buildings rise with facades aligned. Hotels, offices, cultural centres, and shops form its edges. Windows repeat in grids, entrances align in symmetry, signs displayed in intervals. At night, lights glow in sequence, reflections shimmering on glass. The impression is not novelty, it is cadence. From the square, avenues extend outward in geometry. Istiklal Street stretches southward, its facades repeating. Cumhuriyet Avenue extends northward, framed by trees and aligned facades. Other streets branch outward, each aligned in constancy, each filled with shops, cafes, and offices repeating in form. The square is axis, the avenues its rhythm. The sound of Taksim Square is subdued into cadence. Footsteps echo on paving, trams ring in intervals, conversations merge in hum. Buses pause, horns sound, voices repeat. At night, music drifts in fragments, lamps hum, silence fills between. The impression is rhythm, not chaos. Taksim Square has served many functions: meeting ground, transport hub, ceremonial site. Yet its geometry has remained. Crowds gather in cycles, events repeat, pauses follow. History has passed, but the rhythm endures. The paving remains, the monument persists, the square continues. To the north, the Ataturk Cultural Centre stands as landmark of constancy. Its facade rises in glass and steel, its windows aligned, its form geometric. Inside, performances unfold in rhythm. Curtain, performance, applause, silence. Each gesture repeats, each impression persists. The centre mirrors the cadence of the square. The square is often described as the heart of modern Istanbul, yet its essence is not vitality, but constancy. Crowds change, lights shift, sounds vary, but beneath lies rhythm. Step after step, facade after facade, day after day. The square does not alter in essence, it repeats. By twilight, lamps illuminate in sequence, monument glowing in constancy, facades outlined. Crowds continue in cycles, voices merge in hum, silence softens edges. Night does not disrupt rhythm, it sustains. For the observer, Taksim Square is calm when seen in cadence. Its paving does not overwhelm, it aligns. Its monument does not dazzle, it persists. Its facades do not vary, they repeat. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm endures. And so, Taksim Square becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Space is not spectacle, it is geometry. Monument is not novelty, it is constancy. Presence is not chaos, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm, in calm lies rest. Along the European shore of the Bosphorus, just north of Dolmabahce and Tiran, lies Beşiktaş, a district of markets, ferries, and narrow streets. Further north, at a curve of the water beneath the shadow of the Bosphorus bridge, lies Ortaköy, a smaller neighbourhood framed by its mosque beside the shore. Together, these districts reveal Istanbul not as spectacle, but as cadence. Streets align, markets repeat, mosques persist. In Beşiktaş, streets extend in grids softened by slopes. Shops line the avenues, facades repeating, windows aligned, signs displayed in intervals. Cafes set tables in rows, chairs arranged in sequence, awnings shading in constancy. Crowds move in cycles, approach, pause, depart. Each gesture mirrors the next, each impression repeats. The district breathes in rhythm. The Beşiktaş market spreads with stalls of fish, fruits and vegetables. Displays align in pyramids, colours repeating. Voices calling in intervals. Fish arranged in trays. Herbs stacked in bundles. Spices poured into bins. Vendors gesture. Buyers examine. Transactions repeat. The market is not chaos. It is cadence shaped into commerce. Near the waterfront, the ferry terminal of Beşiktaş stands in constancy. Ferries arrive and depart in cycles, passengers boarding and disembarking. Doors open, footsteps echo, horns sound in intervals. The crossing to Üsküdar on the Asian side repeats throughout the day, each journey resembling the last. The terminal breathes in rhythm. Further north lies Ortaköy, its square opening to the Bosphorus. Here stands the Ortaköy Mosque, also called the Büyük Mecidiye Mosque, built in the 19th century. Its white stone facade reflects in water, its domes and minarets rising in symmetry, windows aligned in sequence. From the square, the mosque appears, framed by the Bosphorus bridge, old and new aligned in cadence. The mosque itself is rhythm, its interior decorated with chandeliers, arches repeating, domes aligned. Light filters through windows, shadows fall in constancy, carpets spread in geometry, rituals of prayer unfold in cycles, voices rising and softening. The mosque is not novelty, it is persistence. Around the mosque, the square extends with cafes and stalls. Tables align in rows, chairs repeat, menus displayed in intervals. Vendors sell simit, corn and souvenirs, their gestures repeating. Visitors pause, eat, observe, depart. The square does not dazzle, it endures. The Bosphorus bridge, rising above Ortaköy, frames the neighbourhood. Its towers stand in vertical constancy, cables stretching in arcs, lanes extending in symmetry. Cars pass in cycles, lights glow in intervals, shadows fall in rhythm. From below, the bridge and mosque align, stone and steel, dome and tower, both dissolved into cadence. The sound of Beşiktaş and Ortaköy is subdued into rhythm. In Beşiktaş, vendors call, footsteps echo, ferries seas hum. In Ortaköy, voices merge in hum. Waves lap against the shore, seagulls call in intervals. Trams and cars pass in cycles, silence fills between. The impression is calm, soporifero, unbroken. History shapes these districts. Besiktas grew as port and market. Ortaköy as village by the shore. Both absorbed into the city, yet both endured in rhythm. Fires came, restorations followed, bridges rose above, ferries multiplied, yet streets remained, mosques persisted, markets continued. By twilight, Ortaköy softens. Lamps glow in cafes, mosque illuminated, bridge outlined with lights, reflections shimmer on water, ferries pass in constancy, waves ripple. Besiktas hums with voices, markets close, streets quiet. Night does not disrupt rhythm, it sustains. For the observer, Besiktas and Ortaköy are calm when seen in cadence. Markets do not overwhelm, they repeat. Mosques do not dazzle, they align. Bridges do not vary, they endure. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm persists. And so, Besiktas and Ortaköy become another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Streets are not chaos, they are geometry. Markets are not novelty, they are constancy. Mosques are not spectacle, they are persistence. In persistence lies calm. In calm lies rest. Across the Bosphorus from Besiktas lies Üsküdar, one of the oldest districts of Istanbul, resting on the Asian shore. Its mosques align along hills and waterfront. Its markets spread in constancy. Its ferries depart in cycles. By day, its streets hum softly. By night, its minarets glow in light. Yet its essence is not spectacle, but cadence. Üsküdar endures as rhythm on the eastern side. The waterfront defines Üsküdar. Ferries arrive and depart in intervals, horns sounding, doors opening, footsteps echoing on decks. Passengers disembark, others board, vessels return across the strait. The cycle repeats unbroken. Gulls circle overhead, tipping and rising in constancy. Waves strike the piers in rhythm, dissolving into ripples. The harbour is not chaos, it is ritual. Beside the waterfront rises the Mirima Sultan Mosque, built in the 16th century. Its dome curves in symmetry, its minarets rise in constancy, its windows align in sequence. Inside, arches repeat, chandeliers hang in circles, carpets spread in geometry. Rituals of prayer unfold in cadence. Bow, kneel, recite, pause. The mosque breathes in rhythm. Nearby stands the Yeni Valid Mosque, also on the waterfront. Its domes and courtyards mirror others. Its fountains ripple in cycles. Its arches align. Together, these mosques mark the skyline of Üsküdar. Domes repeating, minarets rising, stone enduring. The impression is not novelty, it is persistence. Beyond the waterfront, streets of Üsküdar extend inward. Shops align along avenues, stalls repeat in markets, houses cluster on hillsides. Markets offer fruits, vegetables and fish, displays arranged in pyramids, colours repeating, vendors calling in intervals. Buyers pause, examine, purchase, depart. Each gesture mirrors the next, each rhythm persists. The Shemsi Pasha Mosque, smaller and delicate, stands close to the water. Designed by Mimar Sinan, its courtyard opens directly to the Bosphorus, its walls reflecting in waves, its gardens aligned with trees. The mosque is modest, yet its essence is cadence. Dome, arch, prayer, reflection. It does not dazzle, it endures quietly. From Üsküdar, ferries cross constantly toward Eminönü, Karaköy and Besiktas. Each journey follows the same pattern: departure, crossing, arrival, return. The view shifts but repeats. Bridges above, towers distant, domes aligned. Passengers board, sit, disembark. The system breathes in rhythm, binding continents as constancy. The sound of Üsküdar is subdued into cadence. Calls to prayer rise in intervals from minarets, merging and fading. Footsteps echo on pavements, vendors call in rhythm, ferries hum in cycles. Silence fills between softening impressions. The district does not overwhelm, it breathes steadily. History shapes Üsküdar as continuity. Once a Byzantine settlement, later absorbed into the Ottoman city, it grew as port, religious centre, and resting point for travellers. Mosques were built, fountains added, markets expanded. Centuries passed, but the rhythm persisted. Ferries continued, domes endured, streets repeated. Üsküdar does not alter in essence, it persists. By twilight, lamps glow on streets, mosques illuminated, ferries outlined in light. Reflections shimmer on the Bosphorus, gulls settle, waters ripple in constancy. The district softens into calm, its rhythm sustained. For the observer, Üsküdar is calm when seen in cadence. Ferries do not overwhelm, they repeat. Mosques do not dazzle, they align. Markets do not vary, they persist. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm endures. And so, Üsküdar becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its ferries are not spectacle, they are ritual. Its mosques are not novelty, they are constancy. Its markets are not chaos, they are geometry, softened into persistence. In persistence lies calm, in calm lies rest. South of Üsküdar, along the Asian shore of the Bosphorus and the Sea of Marmara, extends Kadıköy, a district of constancy shaped by streets, markets, and cafes. Its essence is not spectacle, but rhythm. Sidewalks align in sequence, shop fronts repeat, ferries depart and return in cycles. Kadıköy breathes in the cadence of daily life. The ferry terminal of Kadıköy anchors the district. Ferries arrive from Eminönü, Karaköy, and Beşiktaş, their horns sounding in intervals, doors opening in symmetry, passengers boarding and disembarking in cycles. The journey across the Bosphorus repeats unbroken. Seagulls circle in constancy, waves lap against piers, reflections shimmer. The terminal is not chaos, it is cadence. From the waterfront, streets extend inward. Bahari Street, a central avenue, unfolds with facades aligned, shop signs displayed in intervals, tram tracks running in straight line. The pedestrian tram moves in cycles, its bells sounding in rhythm, passengers boarding and departing. Along the street, cafes set tables in rows, chairs aligned, awnings shading in constancy. Visitors sit, pause, depart. Each gesture mirrors the others, each impression repeats. Markets spread in Kadıköy, especially near the ferry. Stalls display fruits, vegetables and fish in ordered abundance. Apples arranged in pyramids, oranges stacked in constancy, herbs bundled in symmetry, fish laid in rows on ice, spices poured into bins, olives in jars. Vendors call in intervals, buyers pause, examine, purchase, depart. The market is not spectacle, it is cadence. Beyond the markets lie cafes and bookstores. Shelves align in sequence, books displayed in rows, tables set in patterns, coffee prepared in cycles. Grind, pour, serve, repeat. Visitors read, pause, sip, continue. The rhythm persists unbroken. The cafe culture of Kadıköy is not novelty, but persistence softened into calm. The Moda neighbourhood along the shore extends with streets lined by trees and houses. Sidewalks repeat in constancy, facades aligned, windows reflecting light. Along the waterfront, paths curve, benches align in intervals, waves strike the shore in cycles. By day, walkers move in cadence. By night, lamps glow in rhythm. Moda breathes as persistence. In Kadikoy, the sound is subdued into cadence. Footsteps echo on pavements. Trams ring in intervals. Vendors call in rhythm. Cafe conversations merge in hum. Ferry horns sound across water. Seagulls call overhead. Silence fills between, softening impressions. The district is not noise, it is rhythm. History shapes Kadikoy. Once the ancient settlement of Chalcedon, older than Byzantium itself, it has endured as district across centuries. Empires rose and fell. The city expanded, yet Kadikoy remained. Ferries continued, markets persisted, streets endured. Fires and reconstructions passed, but the rhythm never ceased. By twilight, lights glow in cafes, lamps illuminate along Baharia Street, ferries continue across water, reflections shimmer, voices merge, silence spreads. Night softens details, but not rhythm. The cadence of Kadikoy persists into evening. For the observer, Kadikoy is calm when seen in rhythm. Markets do not dazzle, they repeat. Cafes do not overwhelm, they align. Streets do not vary, they persist. Each impression mirrors to the others, each rhythm endures. And so, Kadikoy becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Its ferries are not spectacle, they are ritual. Its markets are not novelty, they are constancy. Its cafes are not chaos, they are geometry, softened into persistence. In persistence lies calm. In calm lies rest. Beyond Sultanahmet, across the slopes that rise above the Golden Horn, Istanbul unfolds with other mosques of constancy. Among them, the Süleymaniye Mosque dominates the skyline, vast and balanced, while the Rüstem Pasha Mosque endures more modest, yet equally precise in geometry, together with others, Fatih, Yeni, and smaller neighbourhood mosques. They form a rhythm of domes and minarets, repeating across the hills. Their essence is not spectacle, but cadence. The Süleymaniye Mosque, designed by Mimar Sinan in the 16th century, rises on a hill above the Golden Horn. Its central dome curves in vast geometry, semi-domes cascading in symmetry, minarets rising in constancy. By day, its stone glows in light. By night, lamps outline its forms. Yet its impression is not variety, it is persistence. Approaching the mosque, courtyards open with colonnades. Arches repeat in sequence. Columns align in rhythm. Fountains ripple in cycles. Visitors move in cadence. Step, pause, observe, continue. The courtyard breathes in geometry. Inside, the prayer hall extends vast and calm. The dome overhead, decorated with calligraphy, windows circling its base, light streaming in intervals. Semi-domes mirror the central form, arches aligned, carpets spread in repetition. The sound is softened, footsteps muffled, voices subdued, calls to prayer rising in cycles. The mosque is not chaos, it is cadence. From terraces outside Süleymaniye, the Golden Horn and Bosphorus extend below. Bridges span in arcs, ferries cross in cycles, towers rise in constancy. The city dissolves into rhythm, reflected in the geometry of the mosque. The Rüstem Pasha Mosque, smaller yet distinct, lies near the Spice Bazaar. Also built by Sinan, it is renowned for its Iznik tiles. Its facade modest, its dome aligned, minaret rising in constancy. Inside, tiles repeat in floral and geometric patterns, blue and white merging in cadence. Walls covered in repetition, arches decorated, niches aligned. The mosque does not overwhelm in size, it persists in pattern. Other mosques mirror these rhythms. The Fatih Mosque, built on the site of the Church of the Holy Apostles, extends with domes repeating, courtyards aligned. The waterfront rises with domes cascading, its courtyard echoing others. Neighbourhood mosques smaller, yet each with dome, arch, minaret, courtyard, each repeating the same geometry, each dissolving into cadence. The sound of these mosques is subdued into pattern. Calls to prayer rise 5 times daily, voices merging from minarets across districts. Echoes overlap, soften, fade. Inside, prayers unfold in cycles. Bow, kneel, recite, pause. Silence follows, footsteps echo. The rhythm persists unbroken. History shapes these mosques as continuity. Suleymaniye, built in the height of Ottoman power. Rustam Pasha, dedicated to a vizier. Yeni Mosque, completed after decades of interruption. Fires, earthquakes, restorations, altered details, but domes remained, arches endured, minarets persisted. The rhythm of stone and ritual never ceased. By twilight, lamps glow on facades, domes outlined in light, courtyards illuminated. From the Golden Horn, the skyline reflects in water, domes in sequence, minarets aligned, lamps shimmering. Night softens forms, but the cadence continues. For the observer, these mosques are calm when seen in rhythm. Suleymaniye does not overwhelm, it aligns. Rustam Pasha does not dazzle, it repeats. Yeni and Fatih do not vary, they persist. Each dome resembles the others, each arch mirrors, each rhythm endures. And so, the mosques beyond Sultanahmet become another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Domes are not spectacle, they are geometry. Minarets are not novelty, they are constancy. Prayers are not chaos, they are ritual. In ritual lies calm, in calm lies rest. Amid domes, minarets, and crowded avenues, Istanbul contains spaces of greenery that persist as rhythm. Parks and gardens extend across the city, their paths curving, their trees aligned, their lawns spreading in constancy. Among them, 3 endure with prominence: Gülhane Park, Yıldız Park, and Emirgan Park, each distinct in location, yet each dissolves into cadence. Nature within the city is not wilderness, it is geometry softened into green. The Gülhane Park, once the outer garden of Topkapi Palace, spreads along the slopes toward the Bosphorus, its entrance framed by gates, its paths extending in symmetry, its trees planted in rows. By day, sunlight filters through branches, shadows moving in rhythm across lawns. Benches align in intervals, fountains ripple in cycles, visitors walk in cadence. The park is not chaos, it is persistence. Paths curve gently, leading to terraces overlooking the Bosphorus. From there, waters shimmer in reflection, ferries pass in intervals, bridges rise in constancy. The view is repetition, wave after wave, wake after wake. The park aligns with the city's rhythm, softening stone with trees. In spring, tulips bloom in Gülhane, their colours arranged in beds, petals repeating in symmetry. Reds, yellows, purples aligned in patterns, each flower resembling the next, each impression persistent. The tulip, once emblem of Ottoman gardens, returns each year in constancy. The bloom is not novelty, it is cycle. The Yıldız Park, on the European side near Beşiktaş, extends over hills. Once an imperial grove, it contains paths curving through wooded slopes, pavilions aligned in clearings, ponds reflecting trees. Lawns spread, flowers bloom in beds, benches align. Visitors walk in cadence, pause, observe, continue. The park breathes in rhythm. Pavilions within Yıldız reflect Ottoman architecture. Wooden facades aligned with porches, windows repeat, decorations shimmer in constancy. Each pavilion resembles another, each dissolves into rhythm. The park is not spectacle, it is persistence softened by trees. Threads arranged in patterns, colours aligned in geometry, paths curve through slopes, fountains ripple, pavilions rise in constancy. The Tulip Festival repeats each year, cycle unbroken, rhythm preserved. Beyond tulips, Emigan contains wooded hills, gardens extending, ponds reflecting. Swans glide in cycles, fish move in repetition, ripples dissolve. Visitors move along paths, pause on benches, ascend and descend slopes. Each gesture mirrors the next, each rhythm persists. The sound of these parks is subdued into cadence. Leaves rustle in intervals, birds call in cycles, water flows in constancy. Footsteps echo on gravel, voices drift in hum, silence fills between. The parks are not noise, they are rhythm. History shapes them as continuity. Gulhane as palace garden, Yildiz as imperial grove, Emigan as estate turned public park. Empires passed, governments changed, yet trees remained, paths persisted, flowers returned. Fires and restorations altered details, but the rhythm endured. The parks do not alter in essence, they repeat. By twilight, lamps glow along paths, ponds reflect in constancy, trees darken in silhouettes, visitors depart in cycles, benches empty, silence spreads. Night softens forms, but rhythm persists. Parks breathe beyond day, enduring as calm. For the observer, Istanbul's parks are calm when seen in cadence. Gulhan does not overwhelm, it aligns. Yildiz does not dazzle, it repeats. Emigan does not vary, it persists. Each tree resembles another, each flower mirrors, each rhythm endures. And so, Gulhan, Yildiz and Emigan become another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Nature is not wilderness, it is geometry. Gardens are not spectacle, they are constancy. Presence is not chaos, it is cadence. In cadence lies calm, in calm lies rest. As daylight recedes, the Bosphorus alters only in light, not in essence. The strait continues to flow in constancy, its waters rippling, its currents steady. Yet twilight softens its edges, dissolves its surfaces, and reshapes its rhythm into calm. Bridges glow in lamps, ferries cross in reflection, lights shimmer on water. The Bosphorus at twilight is not spectacle, but cadence subdued into quiet glow. The bridges transform first. The 15 July Martyrs Bridge, the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge, the Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge, each outlined with lamps, towers illuminated in vertical constancy, cables glowing in arcs. Lights change in intervals, colours shift, reflections ripple below, yet the rhythm endures. Cars pass in streams, lanes unbroken, shadows falling in sequence. Bridges are not chaos, they are geometry, sustained into night. Ferries continue their crossings, their decks illuminated in constancy. Passengers sit in quiet, lamps glowing overhead, voices lowered, horns sound in intervals, waves strike hulls in cycles, gulls circle in silhouettes. Departures and arrivals repeat, wakes dissolve into light, each crossing mirrors the others, each journey breathes in cadence. Along the shores, palaces and mosques glow with lamps. Dolmabahce lit across its facade, arches repeating in light. Ortaköy Mosque, outlined against the bridge, dome and minarets shimmering in glow. Beylerbey reflecting on the Asian side, windows illuminated in sequence. Domes rise, minarets align, lamps glow. The impression is not novelty, it is persistence softened by night. The waterfronts of both continents shimmer with lights. Restaurants set tables in rows, windows glow in sequence. Lamps align along streets. Boats moored at piers reflect in ripples. Towers outlined in constancy. From the strait, both shores appear as a rhythm of light. Conversations drift softly from decks. Laughter dissolves into hum. Footsteps echo on piers. Silence fills between, softening impressions. The strait breathes in rhythm. From vantage points above, such as Jamlica Hill or the terraces of Suleymaniye, the Bosphorus appears as a sequence of reflections. Bridges glowing, ferries moving, lights shimmering. Water mirrors sky, sky softens into dark. The city dissolves into constancy, softened by glow. History persists even in twilight. Empires once looked upon these same waters. Fires and celebrations lit these same shores. Palaces hosted ceremonies. Mosques called to prayer. Ferries crossed. Centuries passed. Lights changed. Technologies shifted. Yet the rhythm remained. Bridges endured. Waters flowed. Crossings repeated. Night after night. Twilight after twilight. The calls to prayer rise as light fades. Voices carrying from minarets across both shores. Echoes overlap, soften, fade. Lamps glow brighter as sky darkens. Voices dissolve into silence. Ritual persists, cadence unbroken. By full night, the Bosphorus is geometry and light. Towers outlined, bridges glowing, ferries illuminated, palaces reflecting. Waves shimmer in cycles, ripples dissolve into dark. The strait does not alter in essence, it repeats. For the observer, the Bosphorus at twilight is calm when seen in cadence. Bridges do not overwhelm, they align. Ferries do not dazzle, they repeat. Lights do not vary, they persist. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm endures. And so, the Bosphorus at twilight becomes another chapter in Istanbul's rhythm. Water is not chaos, it is constancy. Lights are not spectacle, they are persistence. Crossings are not novelty, they are ritual. In ritual lies calm, in calm lies rest. Istanbul extends in layers. Domes and minarets, bridges and ferries, markets and gardens. It has been seen district by district, mosque by mosque, palace by palace, yet at the close it dissolves into rhythm. Not Sultanahmet or Galata, not Üsküdar or Kadıköy, not Bosphorus or Golden Horn. The city as a whole, geometry unbroken, cadence without boundary, persistence softened into calm. The domes align across hills. Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, Suleymaniye, Ortaköy, Beylerbey. Each dome curves in constancy, each minaret rises in sequence. Day and night, light and shadow, prayer and silence. The skyline repeats dome after dome, minaret after minaret, impression after impression. The city does not alter in essence, it endures. The markets breathe in repetition. The Grand Bazaar with stalls aligned. The Spice Bazaar with colours and scents. Kadıköy with fruits and fish. Displays arranged. Vendors calling. Buyers pausing. Gesture after gesture. Exchange after exchange. Markets are not spectacle. They are ritual. The bridges cross in geometry. Galata over the Golden Horn. The great spans over the Bosphorus. Towers rising. Cables stretching. Lamps glowing. Cars pass. Trams glide. Ferries move beneath. Each crossing repeats in cycle. Each impression mirrors. Bridges are not chaos. They are cadence. The ferries depart in intervals. Beşiktaş to Üsküdar. Eminönü to Kadıköy. Karaköy to Harem. Passengers board, sit, disembark. Horn sound, gulls circle, wakes ripple. Crossing after crossing, day after day, year after year. The ferries do not vary, they endure. The parks and gardens soften the city. Gülhane with trees aligned. Yıldız with slopes and pavilions. Emigan with tulips in constancy. Paths curve, benches repeat, ponds ripple. Flowers bloom, leaves fall, cycles return. Nature is not wilderness, It is rhythm within stone. The sounds of Istanbul merge into cadence. Calls to prayer rising 5 times daily. Ferry horns sounding. Footsteps echoing on pavements. Voices drifting in markets. Music fragments on Istiklal. Whispers in mosques. Silence in gardens. Each sound follows another. Each merges. Each returns. The city breathes in rhythm. The waters persist unbroken. The Bosphorus flowing. The golden horn reflecting. The sea of Marmara dissolving into horizon. Waves ripple in cycles. Currents flow in constancy. Ships pass in intervals. Water is not boundary. It is cadence binding the whole. The history of Istanbul endures as repetition. Byzantium, Constantinople, Istanbul. Empires rose, rulers changed, fires and sieges passed. Churches became mosques, palaces shifted in use, markets rebuilt, yet the essence remained. Domes, bridges, waters, streets. The rhythm of the city does not alter. It persists. From above, Istanbul dissolves into geometry. Streets align in grids or curves. Domes punctuate, bridges span, waters flow. From within, it softens into rhythm. Step after step, facade after facade, crossing after crossing. The immensity dissolves into persistence. For the observer, Istanbul ceases to overwhelm when seen in cadence. Domes align, markets repeat, ferries cross, bridges endure, lights shimmer, shadows fall, waters flow. Each impression mirrors the others, each rhythm persists. The city is not chaos, it is constancy. And so, the guide closes. Istanbul, immense yet calm, varied yet constant, dissolves into rhythm. Mosque after mosque, bazaar after bazaar, bridge after bridge, ferry after ferry. Each chapter complete, each absorbed into cadence. The words soften, the impressions blur. The city itself becomes rest. Istanbul dissolves into domes. Istanbul dissolves into waters. Istanbul dissolves into cadence. Dome after dome, bridge after bridge, ferry after ferry, market after market, step after step.